take. So when I take on a new client, for an example, I send them out an assessment. I ask them a bunch of questions, get to know kind of where they're at, what their habits are, what their lifestyle is like currently, taking in schedule, taking in kids, work, whatever it is that they have. And then I start them out depending on where they are, where their level of dedication is at this very moment, and then how well they can cook.
Oh, wow.
Because that definitely, that will either make or break it. Mm-hmm. And so oftentimes, I ask people from a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the best cook, where are you? Mm-hmm. Because if I give you a meal plan, I want you to succeed at this. So technically where I start, let's say somebody just coming in, they don't have much time, they're not a very good cook, they don't really know much about nutrition or how to eat well in general. I will tell them there is always a place to start. So we will start just doing an adjustment to their current lifestyle. Okay, it's not a full customized meal plan. I'm going to help you get there. So for one meal this whole week, I need you to prepare at least the night before or the day of if you can actually manage that. Or you can do it all in one day and have that meal planned for the whole week and ready to go in the refrigerator, so you just have to take it. When you have that down and you're able to do that, even if it only takes you 3 days and you're like, okay, I'm ready to up it, great. Go to the second meal. 2 meals a day, you're gonna prepare ahead of time, okay? And then, dinner you get to choose on your own. But with that being said, I also tell you, okay, here's your plate. This is how much of a lean protein I need you to eat. This is your green. These are your choices. Just get a green vegetable, this much. And then here are your carbs for the day. So, making sure that it's a balanced diet so that if they are going to eat, whether it be a business meeting at lunch or dinner that night, they're thinking mentally in their head, okay, this plate that she sent me, I'm about to order. Okay, so I need this, this, and this. All right, I'll skip this. And then I tell them how to undress their foods, especially when it's not in your own home. So I give you little pointers of what to do, which kind of just helps train your mind to start thinking these ways. You might not do it all the time, but at least it helps you get there. In the meantime, you're learning these are the kind of carbs that are good to be taking in. This is what I should be eating. This is what my plate should look like. Oh, she told me that anything creamy on sauces out to eat are probably 1,200 calories. We're not going to do those. So then you start staying away from things, and you just get to learn it. So then eventually, you are setting yourself up to live this on your own. You hopefully won't need me forever, I love to keep my clients up to date. Sometimes we'll do different contests, even those that have gone on and actually started living the lifestyle and eating clean. They'll come to me, they've got a new goal. They want a new meal plan to get there. Great. Well, now we take them into a customized, thing. And some people too that kind of know a little bit of nutrition, they know how to cook, they're so motivated, they're like, I don't care what it takes, I want this goal, I've never done it before, get me here. We start them. And I go into their meal plan, I give it to them, I show them how to kind of prepare for it. I also am available to help them, like in the grocery store and so on, to help them get there. So it depends on motivation, experience, knowledge in general. But either way, you're going to get to the same end result.
I don't know if you can really capture, if you're seeing this or reading in between the lines, but of everything she said, one of the things that the feeling I get is that Brittany, and I'll say this, like I have met very few people that are as patient as this woman here. If you see her as a mom, I can tell you, that's when you really get challenged. You can smile and be patient with strangers, but with your kids, with the people you love, and that's where Brittany seems to excel. And that's why I can say that she can do something that I can't do. And I'll say that plain and simple. I mean, I like to think that, in helping my clients, I do a good job. But what Brittany has here is something that I really can't. What she described is something that I don't have the patience for. If I tell someone you are going to eat 6 ounces of chicken breast, sauteed in coconut oil, and they don't do it, done. It's done. Whereas Brittany, you know, she'll come and explain, and they do it. So that's where I think that I just praise her for her approach, which as much as I want to be that way, I just, unfortunately, I can't. But that's one thing that I think that I really admire in her as well, is just how you handle your clients.
I just remember so much of when I was starting. I was so much on my own. Like, I didn't know anything. Nothing. I mean, and then when I did finally realize that I knew something more, I was like, gosh, I really just didn't know anything just now, and I thought I already learned so much. So how do you take it all in? And then, you know, just getting to where I am today, just if I could shave half, even half the time, and I guarantee it would be even more than that, with somebody else to be able to give them this new lifestyle, I'm all for it. Like during my coaching, when you get a meal plan from me, you get a grocery list, and it tells you how much that you need and so on. And then there's also a little checklist that you can kind of fill out and make sure that you have to go for every day that week. And you can either use it or you don't, but I give you the tools in order to get there so that eventually you can see that it is so manageable. It's just preparing for it and then learning it. So you and I will learn each other, together is what I always tell people. Mm-hmm. But you're going to end up knowing so much more than what you probably have thought.
Yeah. So there's just two more questions, okay, Brittany? And one of the things that I think you will appreciate the most about this series, as Brittany kind of takes this and kind of carries it from here on out, is the candidness. You'll be able to look at someone who's actually doing it. And I know there's videos of people working out there, but how many videos are there of a single mom taking care of a house, obviously taking care of a child, getting her to school, getting her to golf, getting her to dance, getting her to, voice lessons, and after all of that, getting her cardio in, cooking her meals, helping friends. I mean, you're going to see so much here that there is no way that you will reasonably say, I can't do that. Because if Brittany can do it, then so can you. But these are the last two questions. And I think that there's a lot of people out there that have this misconception that you cannot be a Christian, you cannot be spiritual, you cannot believe there is a God and have this spiritual life and have this lifestyle. I know that one of my big struggles is in the past, even in relationships, it's like you do this, therefore you're too self-centered, you're too superficial. That takes away from your Christianity. And so, we have this, we carry this, if you will, burden of managing, moving in a circle where people aren't faithful to each other. People, let's just speak plainly, they sleep around. We're moving in this circle, but yet I know that you go to church every weekend, and your spiritual life is very important. How do you marry the two? Where do they intersect in Brittany's life?
I think that, a lot of people, it is hard to grasp. Like, how are you devoting so much time to this? Are you falling behind in this? And, I think that being so true to yourself and knowing what your beliefs are and how they relate to others that surround you. And as long as those things are genuine and what, the ways that you should be treating people and so on, that's truly what matters. And oftentimes you will run into people, when you do change your lifestyle, that won't agree with you eating so clean and healthy, and they'll start feeling like they should be embarrassed for what they have on their plate next to you. And they kind of don't really like that anymore about you because of the feeling that they're getting. But I can assure you that those that do care and actually truly appreciate you as a person will stick around. And I think that, you know, some people will see that, you know, it's definitely a change, but it's just something that, you know, you got to live for yourself.
Yeah, I know that a lot of times people could look, for example, with your modeling, could look at some of your photo shoots or maybe some of the videos out there and just get the wrong idea.
Oh yeah, no, certainly.
You know, we'll say like, oh, you know, that is there's no way she can be a Christian. There's no way she can be godly. There's no way she can go to church. You know, just a little on that. Like, how do you move in that arena, if you will,
Yeah.
but yet still stay true to, you know, you spoke a lot about, you know, being true to yourself and treating others, and that's a big part of it. I kind of missed that part of the question. Should have asked that. But more specifically, how are you a model that will pose like in a bikini or in maybe in lingerie?
I think that a lot of people, especially you know, when they think about, you know, their faith in general and so on, they see that as being not a Christian woman. That's not something that you should do. Judgmental, if you will.
Yeah.
And the thing is that I am very confident in who I am as a person, and anyone around me that is close and dear to me, you know, they get me all the time. It's just me. That's it. I'm not anybody else ever. I am who I am. I treat my friends no differently than people that, you know, I don't really know that well either. But, you know, I guess with, you know, doing certain photo shoots and then, you know, maintaining this, you know, how I am with my faith. The only way that I can truly show people is how I actually relate to others. And I try to do that because I'm out there on the web a lot. And some people don't, you know, when they just go to my page, they'll look at these pictures and they don't really truly get me. But if you start reading about me, and I try to really respond to everybody out there, even that I don't know, the same way that I would if I met you today or if I've known you for 5 years. You get me all the time. So, you know, yeah, I definitely do get flack on